Good morning, everybody, and in particular, Mayor Ray Thompson and all the team at Lithgow. Shane Fitzsimmons here, Commissioner of Resilience New South Wales. Firstly, my sincere apologies for not being able to be with you today, but I'm actually attending a memorial dedication to our two lost firefighters, Jeff and Andrew, down near Buxton, where the community has built a playground in memorial of that tragic night back on the 19th of December. Otherwise, I would certainly have been with you on this very important occasion out in Lithgow. I've had the benefit over the last 12 months or more visiting Lithgow during the extraordinary fire events, catching up with the team in the control centre and also out in the field, and then in more recent times in my role with Resilience New South Wales, being able to get out and catch up and visit the team that's been working with the extraordinary recovery undertakings, the recovery, the repair, the rebuilding, but most importantly, the healing, the community healing, the emotional and psychological well-being, providing assistance to those that need support, require support to make decisions and take steps forward. I pay a special tribute to Pete Piggott, to Rachel Nicol, our team out there from Resilience New South Wales, a community recovery officer, working with everybody, pulling together and trying to make sure we're identifying the needs, prioritising the needs, and delivering the services that matter most to the local community. I've been so impressed with some of the local initiatives that have been rolling out across Lithgow, Heroes in the Streets, dedicated programs to support individuals, families and local communities. It is a community that bonds together, that can get through and prevail in these very, very difficult times. But as we've seen, and we're seeing right across the state, you won't see me talking about Black Summer Christmas fires, because we know in New South Wales that the fires started well and truly before summer and burnt right through the summer period and out the other side before those rains came in February. So so many memories, so many anniversaries mark away over recent months and indeed over coming months in different communities right across the state. My thoughts and prayers and support is with everybody. Everybody's journey is different, everybody's circumstances are different, everybody's situation is different, and it's our ability through recovery support services, through community coming together, that we can identify those priorities and we can look out for each other and we can help each other. One of the most challenging conversations, one of the most disturbing conversations I had in the last month or so was with an old colleague from RFS on the way home one night. It was an emotional conversation reflecting on some pretty extraordinary and traumatic events of last season. And there was a few tears on either end of the phone call. But what disturbed me most was when we went to the next part of the conversation, and he conceded with me that he'd put his hand up and he went and got a bit of support. He was seeing a counsellor, he was getting individual attention, and it was making a wonderful difference. He said it made a difference to the way he was feeling, the way he was thinking, but more importantly, it made a difference to the way he was connecting with his wife, connecting with his kids, and also connecting with his team and his volunteers back in the RFS. And I signalled to him that I was really proud. I said, mate, that's wonderful news, good on you, it must feel better. And he said, yeah, it's feeling great. And then when we were about to finish the conversation, he said to me, you've got to promise me something. I said, what's that? He said, you can't tell anybody that I'm getting help. And I was floored, and I thought, wow, is this where we're at? That this stigma still attaches to people needing to say, I'm not feeling okay, or the events of that horrible season last season, particularly some of the most traumatic and horrific of events, have troubled us, have concerned us, and we might feel a little bit sad, we might feel a little bit lost, we might not know what the right thing is to say, we might not know what the next step is to take in our journey of recovery, of healing, of getting back our mental fitness after experiencing such an extraordinary event. So I would plead with everybody, look out for each other, look at the person in the mirror, ask, are you okay? And listen, pause and hear the response, because it's okay not to be okay. But it's the follow-up question, the ability to normalise and say, I'm not doing too well either, but you know what? There's a way we can do this together, and there's a way we can do this through support and assistance from our peers, but also the professional services that are available to everybody to be able to help them on this journey. the more we can normalise the conversation that we have thoughts, that we have feelings, that we can feel overwhelmed, particularly with the compounding effect of the disasters that we've experienced in the last 18 months. The drought was awful. The bushfires came through on the back of that drought, the worst we've ever seen in New South Wales. Storms and floods washed away a denuded landscape, erosion, landslides, all that came with it, with storm and flood damage. And of course through 2020, we're all dealing with, responding to and living with the implications of the COVID-19 pandemic. 4 compounding disasters that for many communities, they've been affected by all of them. For others, they're only affected by some of them. But it's really tested and challenged our resilience. But at the core of resilience comes community, and to see the Lithgow team working together, pulling together, looking out for each other, it's that sense of community. It's that local, priority-based programs and packages and assistance that will help us get through, that will help get communities and individuals, families and business through the other side, coming out stronger and better because of that cooperation, because of that assistance. Recently, I had the privilege of visiting back into the Lithgow area again. I popped down into the Secret Creek Refuge Centre there, the Conservation Centre, caught up with Trevor and Amber, but at the same time, it was great to see some of the ladies from the Lithgow Women's Shed, Leanne, Susan and Gabrielle, and seeing how they're doing things that really matter, like building the nest box out of those PVC pipes that go right into the pygmy possums, nesting and breeding arrangements. And it's that togetherness, it's that sense of belonging and inclusion that really pulls through major projects, but more importantly, people in the broader community. I sincerely wish everybody in Lithgow all the very best on this special day, but all the very best on your continuing, challenging, individual, complex journey of recovery that involves rebuilding, it involves repair, it involves reconstruction, but most importantly, it involves healing, the emotional and psychological well-being, looking out for yourself, looking out for your family and loved ones, looking out for your neighbours and the broader community. There's no doubt that coming together and working together will make all the difference. I look forward to catching up with you when I next visit Lithgow. All the best during these most challenging and difficult times. Togetherness will prevail.